Let me start with a simple question that almost every one of us is too afraid to ask out loud. How much of your life are you really living for yourself? And how much of it are you wasting just to please other people? For the approval of your family members, for the praise of your friends, for the likes and comments on your social media posts, or for that quiet, casual nod from a coworker you don't even truly respect. I used to be exactly like that. I thought if I worked hard enough, if I smiled politely enough, if I kept quiet and agreed with everyone, sooner or later someone would finally notice me. Someone would see all my efforts. Someone would acknowledge my late nights. Someone would understand the loneliness I felt even when I was surrounded by people. I kept waiting, hoping, and trying my best to be liked by everyone around me. Until one day, a cold, honest truth hit me hard. No one was actually watching me. No one was truly waiting for me. No one cared about my struggles as deeply as I thought they did. In that single moment, everything I once believed about success, about being loved, about being seen and valued, completely shattered. But here's the surprising part. That breakdown didn't destroy me, it awakened me. It set me free in a way nothing else ever could. Today, we are going to talk about one of life's most uncomfortable truths. The moment you fully realize that no one really cares about you as much as you imagine, and why this painful realization is actually the greatest gift life can ever give you. This is not a negative speech. This is not about becoming cold or closing yourself off from the world. This is about waking up, letting go of useless expectations, and finally starting to live only for yourself. Let's begin with a simple psychological fact that most people never understand. Since we were children, we have all been told that we are the main character of our own life story, and slowly, we start to believe that we are also the main character in everyone else's story. Every time you walk into a crowded room, your mind immediately starts overthinking. Do I look messy today? Did I say something awkward just now? Are people secretly judging my appearance? Are they talking about me behind my back? I used to live inside this cycle every single day. I would replay every small conversation over and over in my head. I would overanalyze every expression, every silence, every casual reply from others. I truly believed the whole world was staring at me, watching every mistake, noticing every flaw. I felt like I was standing under a huge spotlight, exposed and vulnerable in front of everyone. Later on, I learned about a concept called the spotlight effect. It is a psychological tendency where we greatly overestimate how much other people notice our mistakes, our appearances, our failures, and even our small achievements. The plain reality is this: everyone around you is far too busy being the main character in their own complicated lives. They are busy worrying about their own problems. They are stressed about their own work. They are insecure about their own looks. They are carrying their own pain, their own regrets, their own silent struggles. Your biggest win is just an ordinary moment to them. Your deepest failure is quickly forgotten within hours. Your hardest efforts are rarely seen or appreciated. This is not because people are mean. It is simply because people are human. We are all trapped inside our own minds, our own worries, our own daily chaos. No one has the time, the energy, or the interest to focus their whole attention on you. I still remember clearly the day this truth sank into my heart. I spent nearly 3 months preparing for an important project at work. I stayed late every single night. I skipped meals. I sacrificed my rest time. I polished every detail over and over again. On the day of presentation, my hands were shaking. I was convinced my boss would examine every small error. I thought my colleagues would admire my hard work. I expected someone to recognize how much I had sacrificed. But what actually happened? A coworker passed by, said a quick, nice job, and immediately moved on to their own tasks. My boss simply nodded, said good work, and instantly switched to the next deadline and problem. For a long moment, I felt empty and disappointed. It felt like all my effort had vanished into nothing. Then I took a deep breath and realized the truth. They were not ignoring me on purpose. They were just living their own lives. My huge, life-changing moment was nothing more than a tiny blip in their busy day. That is the honest reality. No one will ever care about your story as deeply as you do. And once you accept this, you take the first step towards real freedom. Let me be completely honest with you. When you first realize that no one truly cares about you, it hurts deeply. It hurts more than you can imagine. Since childhood, we have built our entire self-worth around being noticed, being praised, being loved by others. We grow up believing, if I am nice enough, people will stay by my side. If I work hard enough, people will recognize me. If I give enough love, I will receive the same love back. We live by this invisible rule for decades. So when life finally shows you the cold reality, it feels like a betrayal. It feels like everyone has let you down. The family you hoped would understand you is busy with their own lives. The friends you thought would support you disappear when you face hardship. The people who say they care about you rarely show up when you actually need them. I went through a long period of sadness and grief after I realized this truth. I would sit alone for hours, thinking about all the years I spent trying to gain other people's approval. I looked back at all the moments I hid my true personality, all the times I said yes when I wanted to say no, all the moments I suppressed my feelings just to avoid conflict. I felt invisible. I felt unvalued. I felt like I had wasted so much time living for people who would never truly appreciate me. But I want you to understand one thing. This kind of sadness is completely normal. It is okay to mourn the perfect life you once dreamed of, the life where people always show up for you, the life where your efforts are always praised, the life where you are always seen, understood, and cherished. You have every right to feel disappointed, lonely, and even a little bitter. But don't let this grief trap you forever, because this painful realization is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of finding yourself again. When you stop waiting for the whole world to care about you, you finally start learning how to care about yourself. You stop doing things only for likes and attention. You stop changing yourself just to fit other people's expectations. You stop shrinking your personality to make others feel comfortable. Slowly, you begin to live life based on your own desires, your own values, and your own peace of mind. That was exactly the change that happened to me. I stopped overworking for empty praise. I stopped pretending to like things just to fit in. I stopped people pleasing at the cost of my own happiness, little by little. The emptiness inside me faded away. For the first time in my life, I was living for me, not for anyone else. Now let's talk about the best part of this uncomfortable truth, the hidden freedom no one ever tells you about. The moment you accept that no one is watching you, you lose your fear of judgment. You stop being afraid of making mistakes. You stop worrying about looking silly. You stop fearing failure, embarrassment, or being disliked, because you finally understand people are not paying attention to you. They are too busy worrying about themselves. You can try new things boldly. You can speak your mind honestly. You can change your lifestyle, your career, your appearance, without the heavy pressure of what others might think. I started doing so many things I had hidden away for years. I began writing openly, even if no one read my words at first. I started recording videos, even if I feared criticism. I began speaking up in meetings, expressing my real opinions, instead of staying quiet to avoid attention. And you know what happened? Most people didn't even notice. The few who did forgot about it within a day. No one stayed up thinking about my choices. No one spent time judging my mistakes. No one cared half as much as I feared they would. This is the hidden power of real. It removes all the unnecessary pressure. It silences the endless noise in your mind. It lets you break free from the invisible chains of other people's expectations. You no longer need to play the perfect role that others assign to you. You don't have to be the perfect child, the perfect friend, the perfect employee, or the perfect version everyone wants you to be. You are allowed to be messy. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to be slow, to make mistakes, to change your mind, and to follow your own path. And here is another beautiful truth. When you stop performing for others, the right people will naturally find you, the people who love the real you, not the fake polite version you show to the world. The people who celebrate your wins sincerely, the people who stay with you in your lowest moments, the people who value your presence, not your achievements. These genuine connections do not require you to pretend. They do not require you to please. They simply accept you exactly as you are. I still remember the first time I celebrated a small achievement completely alone. I ordered my favorite meal, sat quietly by myself, and allowed myself to feel proud of what I had done. There was no one to cheer for me, no one to congratulate me, but for the first time, it didn't matter at all. I was celebrating for myself. I was proud of myself, and that feeling was far more precious than any praise from others. Let's go deeper into the core lesson this truth teaches us. The day you realize no one cares about you is not the day your life falls apart. It is the day your real life finally begins. It is the day you stop depending on others to validate your worth. You no longer let other people's silence define your value. You no longer let their indifference hurt your confidence. You no longer wait for someone else to give you permission to be happy, to chase dreams, or to start over. You begin to define your own worth by your own standards. I will not lie to you. This transformation is never easy. It takes time to unlearn the habit of people pleasing. It takes time to heal from the disappointment of unmet expectations. It takes time to learn how to love yourself without anyone else's approval. You need time to let go of the life you once imagined and slowly build a new life that truly belongs to you. But every step of this journey is absolutely worth it. Once you stop caring about everyone else's opinions, you start truly living. You make choices that bring you inner peace, not choices that impress others. You chase dreams that light up your heart, not dreams that only look good on social media. You start respecting your own feelings, your own boundaries, your own needs. You understand a simple truth. Your life does not need external validation to be meaningful. Your existence matters just because you are alive. Your wins matter because you worked hard for them. Your pain matters because your feelings are real. Your joy matters because you deserve to be happy. You do not need a crowd to confirm your value. You only need yourself. I still keep my old trophies and achievements at home. I still celebrate small milestones with my favorite food and drink. But my mindset is completely different now. I no longer do it hoping someone will notice. I do it because I respect my effort, because I acknowledge my growth, because I am proud of how far I have come. That is enough. You are enough, just as you are. If you are listening to this right now and you feel lonely, invisible, or like no one truly cares about you, I want you to hear this clearly. It is okay to feel hurt. It is okay to feel disappointed. It is okay to feel lonely for a while. But please remember, this is not the end of your story. This is only the beginning of living fully for yourself. From today onward, stop living for other people's eyes. Stop wasting energy on those who never appreciate you. Stop begging for attention that will never come. Focus on growing yourself. Focus on building a life that makes you feel calm, happy, and complete. If this message touches your heart, leave a comment down below. Tell me one small thing you will start doing this week, only for your own happiness. If you want more honest talks about self-growth, healing, and letting go of people-pleasing, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. You do not need anyone's permission to live your best life. You only need to believe in yourself. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I will see you in the next video.